I don't even know whether this 400,000 420,000 that Abuja, the INEC headquarters in Abuja, you know, is yet to fully send to Ogun. I don't know whether it's part of the 1 million that Jega told us was still being printed in China. In this age and time.
Today is March.
The giant of Africa, we can't print PVCs for ourselves. Look, it's not like they can't do this thing in Nigeria. You can't convince me. Remember even the issue of recharge cards.
Yes.
Obasanjo had to insist that no, we won't be printing this thing abroad, that it must be printed in Nigeria.
And they've been doing this
and we've been doing that. If we can produce ATM cards, and those ATM cards, in my view, they are beautiful.
And they're secure.
They are very good.
It's not even about the physical, it's not even about the aesthetics.
You know, so if we can print those ATM cards in record time here in Nigeria, why can't we print PVCs here?
Almost everybody has
an
ATM
card. What has happened to the national security and national security printing and minting?
But if they start printing in national security and printing, nobody's going to get any contract. So we live in a contracting system, a rent-paying economy. So our politicians, if you try to even stop it, some people are going to come up and fight.
I understand that.
Yeah, some people, but somebody has to get the courage.
My friend in London spotted our ballot papers before it came to Nigeria. He stumbled into the company they are printing the ballot papers, and he took the pictures and he uploaded it. Now you begin to look at what is Nigerian Security and Minting Company doing. What's the big deal about this ballot paper?
The truth is that even the PVC, with all the noise they are making about the security, I can take an ATM card and withdraw money from any bank in any location. But with my PVC, I cannot vote in another polling booth. when Americans can vote from any part of the world. You understand what I mean? So it's still a lot of challenge. But you know, the rentiering system that we run in Nigeria, the contracting system, is the reason why the refineries are not working, because some people must bring in fuel, import, and make billions.
And contracts
it's the reason why
inflated.
even our money is not printed in Nigeria. Somebody must print it on contract and bring it in. And any attempt to stop this
how much they print a note is even more than that note.
God bless you.
Look at the polymer notes. Look at the polymer notes that are printed. After a few days,
I was talking to somebody about why they should not scrap the Pilgrims Board. You know what somebody told me? He said, "What are you talking about?"
Don't want people to eat.
He said, "What are you talking about? You don't want people to eat." Can you imagine? You don't want somebody to eat.
That is
government should send people to Mecca, and government should send people to Jerusalem.
Somebody said, "Do you know how many civil servants are employed in the Pilgrims Board across the 36 states? You want people to lose their jobs?"
Talking about this, it's so important to our people. I was at an interactive session with APC governorship candidate in Lagos, in Jeremy Felodu, and the governorship candidate gave the people an opportunity to ask questions. You know what? Some people came up and said, "Sir, we need at least 4 slots in the state pilgrim board." I said, of all issues on ground, this is what. So indeed, we live in a society that everybody wants to benefit from everything. You want to print this paper. Some people are somewhere.
You know how a friend of mine described Nigeria. He said Nigeria is a buffet. You just go there, cut your own, have your fill, and then go. You know, that's the thing. It's a buffet. You just everyone thinks that when he gets the opportunity, he should make this country dry. So that is the thing.
To get my PVC. For no fault of mine, we went to Kozo First local government several times, and at the point the INEC people monetized the collection, they were actually requesting for money. And like somebody said here, that was how they insulted. But in fact, my wife was going to fight. And she was like, "I'm not going anywhere until you give me my card. I must vote." And the fellow became very, very saucy. And I said, "Let's quietly go home. Maybe we check back another time." Up till now, we have not been able to get our card. And we should also tell Nigerians that there's a possibility that people may go to court, because the right to vote is enshrined in the Constitution, and it's not incumbent on having a PVC or not.
Jalingo, people don't go to court in this part of the world.
It is people are going to court. Election matters.
They don't. That's why institutions like INEC.
No, they're politicians
that can get away.
That's why they are getting away with it.
No, politicians can even go to court.
If they know that people go to court.
If I know that 23 million people, for instance, if elections had held, were disenfranchised, There are politicians that can put 1 million of them together.
Yes, that is a very valid
and go to court and said,
very valid
disenfranchised. And the constitution does not say, I need a PVC to vote.
Yes, yes.
There is no, the law that says, the electoral act that says that I need a PVC to vote did not say, I need a PVC is only an administrative strategy document by INEC to facilitate a free and fair election. It is not a condition precedent under the law to vote. And if you disenfranchise that number of people for PVC, there's a possibility that people can also exploit that loophole and go to court to ask for
Come to think of it, you listen to the rec in that package that we played earlier on. It was saying that they were going to make special arrangement for people in that way, not local government. What about individuals and small groups of people in other states that are yet to collect their PVC? Now, are you still going to make special arrangement for them? I think they should tell us something else. That's the story for the gods.
They should just keep working hard. That's what we want. They should keep working hard.
Just keep working hard.
And like I said,
maybe they will get here someday.
Number of people will get involved.
Moving on now. We want to talk about the People's Democratic Party Governors Forum. They were in Lagos yesterday. 12 governors were in Lagos yesterday, and they were making a case why Nigerians should vote for President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. And in that meeting, they also pointed out that the All Progressive Congress, they have a pact with General Muhammadu Buhari to only rule for 4 years. An insinuation Lai Mohammed has refuted immediately, and they passed a vote of no confidence on this candidates.
Yes, naturally, there were things said there that we expected them to say. We didn't expect them to support the idea of the card reader, because all along they had been talking about it. Now, their strategy in coming to Lagos is to drive attention to themselves, because the APC had always been the party leading the line
when it comes to media.
As far as this electioneering period is concerned. The APC has sufficiently drawn attention to itself. And you all know that the media barons are based there in Lagos.
This is a hub.
Yes, Lagos is the media capital of Nigeria. So they had been having their meetings in Abuja, before now, but they felt, at this time, let us come to Lagos. Of course, the standard bearer of their party, President Goodluck Jonathan, has also been coming to Lagos, the Southwest in general, every weekend now.
Almost every day.
Yeah, every weekend. In fact, I was surprised last Saturday, because after the aerobic session, it must be an energetic man. After the aerobic session, instead of resting, he still went to Osun State, where those traditional rulers pointed
blessed or caustic,
what looked like Asegai,
traditionally.
The Asegai that the Zulus use in those days. They have appointed.
But using the stick in Yoruba land, according to people who know the culture, we discussed that yesterday.
It's a bad omen. But let's move on. Now, you see, so the reality is that the Southwest has been the main battleground collectively now.
Yes.
The main battleground in this election. During the last election, it was the North Central. But increasingly now,
that's shifted to
I think the PDP, they've realized that there's little they can do about most states of the North. So now they believe that the Southwest is actually the backbone for Buhari, that if they can break that backbone, the powerful people behind the Buhari candidacy are from here. The vice presidential candidates, the Asiwaju Bola Tinubus of this world, they are here. So they've come with the intention, in the intention of, canvassing for votes here, drawing attention to themselves in the Southwest, and making it difficult for the APC to garner as much votes as it will want to garner in this part of Nigeria. And they believe that if they have a very strong showing in Lagos, it will boost their chances. So even
over 4 million voters
in Lagos, it will boost their chances. Of course, this is a cosmopolitan state, and they figure too that there are still many undecided voters out there. Someone told me some time ago that, look, people have made up their minds. Nigerians are extremely gullible. Nigerians are very gullible. There are still many people who might tell you they will make up their minds in the hours leading to the election. So that is what gives them hope. And that's why they've come here to say, let us see what we can do. Look, it won't be the last. In the weeks leading to the election, the days leading to the election, President Jonathan will still be coming here. His strategists tell him that, look, this is a battleground, though. If you can win 3 states here or 4 states, you will win this election. That's what they tell him. So they won't leave Southwest alone, no. And the man will not sit in Abuja. Some people are saying, when will he sit down to work? He's supposed to be in Abuja.
Which work again?
Somebody who is desperate not to lose election. You are telling him to stay in Abuja. He won't stay. So they will keep coming here. And of course, the message, what did we expect? Fayose, the enfant terrible of Kitty politics. You saw what he said there, that his mom at 70-something uses diapers. And I told myself that, look, the other offsprings of the woman must be really ashamed of their brother for going to this extent. Because I have a mom. I have a mom of about the age of Fayose's mom, and she doesn't use a diaper. So what are you?
And
because
even if she uses,
you wouldn't
so what?
National TV and
so what?
Public consumption.
So what, Ayo? So what?
It's your family business.
So what? What is it? Why should we reduce politics to this level when we are supposed to be talking about issues? What kind of what? I said something the other day. I said, look, if we don't find a way to check these politicians, they want to set a precedent that could actually, in future elections, be adopted. Because we grew up to listen to politicians talking about what they will do. Abiola spoke extensively.
Yes.
His message of change.
Wiping poverty.
And that is where the media has a job to play. He has a role to play here.
Yes, because I blame the media, because all the nonsense that they say we put in the newspapers, we put on TV. So every day when they get back home, they will sit back and say, hey, let me see how I insulted people today. And they feel good that yes, I insulted these people and I got media attention.
From the two sides.
You know, so you saw, that's why a Fayose will come here and be talking about diapers in an election year. Is that the issue? The issues are security, the issues are corruption, the issues are unemployment, you know. So why are you not talking about that? What do you want to do?
Talking about the price of dollar to naira.
You've ruled Nigeria for 6 years now. That's talking about President Jonathan. And PDP as a party has ruled Nigeria for 16 years. Now you want the people to vote for you.
Tell us what you have done.
What do you want to do differently? Because the people can see what you've done and what you've not done. What do you want to do differently this time?
Maybe you want to distribute
that should be the message of the party.
70-year-olds in Nigeria.
That's not.
I don't know what.
So how can distributing their pass be an electoral issue?
Thank you for that brilliant submission. Agba Jalingo, you were there yesterday. You covered the event. I saw you there yesterday. And what can you bring out of that event?
Well, like Jide rightly said, there's renewed interest by the PDP in Lagos, which is very, very understandable. In fact, if they did not do this, they actually would have been very, very naive. And I think that the intention is quite interesting, go and conquer Lagos. But there is one thing I have noticed, apart from the fact that APC has a crop of very, very talented strategists who have managed to really, really improve the Buhari brand from what it was in 2011, because the brand, like stock in the stock exchange, suddenly flew from the bottom of the table and up there, struggling. And never in the history of this country since 1998 has PDP been this threatened. That is a reality, whether they believe it or not.
Panic button.
Yeah, but one thing I have noticed in all of this is that, like I said, apart from the APC strategies, the PDP people have also, I think they are the second most important factor in the popularity of Buhari. Everywhere they go, rather than concentrate on marketing their principle, they spend 90% of the time talking about a Buhari, whether for bad or good reasons. And like Fayose, one of them told them there yesterday, he told us, the media, that if you like write about me, if you like abuse me, you are only making me popular. So no matter how you want to paint Buhari, for instance, the speech that was delivered by the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, Governor Fabio, for me, more or less. From the beginning, he started by telling us the history of military coups in Nigeria. The intention was to cast Buhari in the
bad lights.
Yeah, as a coupist. By the end of the day, 80% of the content of that speech was about Buhari. Now, again, when the other persons took over, Sule Lamido took over, Hillary took over, all of them concentrated on Buhari. I describe that as our Christian brothers and sisters who go to church and spend 90 minutes banning the devil without spending time to talk about God. They tell you about devil, and they spend maybe 5% of their time to talk about God. That's exactly what the PDP people. The only person who impressed me yesterday, not necessarily about the details or that I agree with what he was saying, was Mimiko. Because he was smart enough to deviate from what the rest was saying and was managing to put the pieces together and telling us how President Jonathan, he was driving through a road and the road is fantastic, whether it's true or not, only God knows. How God bless you.
Anywhere from Ore,
I haven't been there for some time, I won't lie. That's why
fantastic.
I was there last year.
God bless you.
Actually.
God bless you. Now, the second thing he also said, he was talking about his efforts to consolidate democracy. He has respected the hierarchy in the judiciary. He has not arrested anybody, even though Martin Luther Goy was kicked out yesterday for calling change in Abeokuta the other day. You know, of course, we know all of that. But it was Mimiko that was trying to actually market some of the things. He talked about power too. He talked about petroleum. He was trying
power?
He was telling, and Nebu was sitting down there. I'm not talking about Nebuchadnezzar. I'm talking about Professor Nebu, the Minister for Power.
Okay.
He was not telling us how the president has dismantled NEPA and all of that. None of the other governors managed to say any of that. All of them dwelt and concentrated on talking about Buhari. So I read them number 2 in the factors that have skyrocketed the Buhari brand. So the PDP governors have spent their time and their money everywhere they go. That program enjoyed combined over 10 hours of live broadcast yesterday. And I bet you 90% of that time was spent talking about Buhari. I don't think it's a good strategy. So then you probably came and spoiled the game. They simply should not have given him the microphone. He came. He wasn't even talking about PDP. His attention was Tinubu. His interest and everything was Tinubu. And I was looking at them and say, these people have just come to spend money to promote APC, and it is not a good way to campaign. Whoever is strategizing for them should advise them to spend less time, because the more you try to cast this man in bad light, the more his popularity is soaring. So they should stop that. It's simply not working for them.
Why are you giving them this advice? Have you been paid to give them advice? Let them do what they like. I'm giving them free advice.
Really, sincerely, I've enjoyed the analysis of these two gentlemen, and I think the PDP should really go back home, go back to their drawing board and speak and face the truth.
Now we are talking about brain dead people. Nobody's talking about.
Okay, he mentioned something.
You know the reality is. You know the thing is. Look, for whatever you may say about Jonathan, it's not like he has not done anything.
It has been
nobody's telling us anything
about what he has done. Look at when he went to campaign in Ibadan. You know. He didn't talk about the Lagos-Ibadan expressway that is fixing a road that Obasanjo led for 8 years to be killing people. You have come to fix the road, and they've done something ingenious by giving the funding of that road to the infrastructure bank, meaning that the road will be consistently, money will be consistently provided for it. Not like you have to wait for the budget. To take money from the allocation to works, in the budget. You talk about what you have done. Like that Ore Road that you are talking about. Look, if you see pictures of Ore Road now, you won't believe.
Before 21
hours, people used to suffer on that road. But they are not even talking about what they've done.
Yes.
I've never seen people like this.
But even when they want to talk, it's not lying. Because on the president's Facebook page, the other day, myself and Pamela Braid, we had to. Well, I followed them up when they were mentioning the things that they did in Cross River. They went as far as telling lies. One of the things they said is that the President Johnson has built a cargo airport in Calabar. Another thing was that they mentioned the Maritime Academy in Oron, which is in Akwa Ibom State, as one of the achievements of President Jonathan in Cross River. The third thing was the IPP project in Odukpani that Governor Moke started since when he was SA on power to Obasanjo. So they are mentioning all of that, and I said, you won't even say what you have done.
You agree with that?
They took pictures of some roads in
Cameroon
and tag it as transformation achievement or whatever.
If you're angry about that one,
okay.
How about a road in Cameroon that Ruben Abati put on his Facebook page as one of the roads that Goodluck Jonathan
I even understand that one federal university that is meant to be
the Covenant University, they put a picture of one of the buildings. You know,
let's quickly take this call from Success from Lagos State. Hello, Success.